Hi everyone, welcome to X's and O's with LeRoy Butler, and we're going to get right to it. And we got a play here from the Colts game. 2nd and 5, Packers are driving. They just gotten a 5-yard run from Alex Green. So they come out in a shotgun formation with 3 wide receivers, and they've got DJ Williams, the tight end, split out in the slot. And just to set up the Colts, they're in man defense here, man-to-man. They got their corners up, but they got 2 safeties back. I call that man under, correct?
Yep.
Is that the type of defense they have? So why don't you kind of explain what DJ Williams does here and why he does that?
Yeah, I think for the most part in this offense, you always move a guy to find out if they're in man or zone. And once you sit back down, you should know. So when DJ Williams came in, he kind of came back out and stopped right there. If you're Aaron Rodgers, you say, whoa, nobody followed him. I have some areas I can fit the ball in, depending. And remember now, it was 2nd and 5. But see, and that's the misconception. Instead of 5, the Packers look for 25. Our pen's a little down, but there's the problem. You know, so in other words, I'm about to show you that with going through your progression as a quarterback, there is opportunities, you know, to make, you know, that you can get big plays.
Okay.
Because Randall Cobb, not only did he run a pretty good route in here, but DJ Williams came across here, and both of these linebackers just kind of sucked up.
Yeah. Now, this got blitzed. This was a blitz.
Right.
And the cornerback came out here. Alex Green did a nice job picking him up.
Very nice job.
Marshall Newhouse did a decent job picking this linebacker up. These guys all came. So you got a blitz, and you know you've got Randall Cobb one-on-one
with a safety.
And so Rodgers' first look is he takes a look at Jones.
James Jones took a peep at him.
Where he is. Then he comes back, and he's either looking at Nelson or Cobb, right?
I'm going to assume he was looking at Jordy Nelson all the way out because he never even threw the ball to him. He just held on to it. But if he was looking at DJ Williams, both of these linebackers followed him almost.
Yeah.
That's a big hole right here into your playmaker.
Cobb, so he runs in here. This guy even stumbled.
Yeah, like he was falling. And his safety went to the middle.
And even if he didn't like the window here, we
looked,
the second window. And there still seemed to be a window here. Now, this safety wasn't in the picture, so we don't know if he got scared about that. But from looking at it,
he's made that throw 100 times.
Yeah, and this is a big play to Cobb. And this is the reason we're showing this is because it just shows something's wrong. They're just not.
The timing is off. The progression is off, and the protection is off as well. But this particular time, the protection seemed to be great.
It's okay. I mean, this guy eventually got past Newhouse, but Rodgers should have thrown the ball by then.
Right. And if you freeze frame it, the ball is at Rodgers' waist. Ball should always be ready to throw. And to Aaron's defense, this is all Monday morning quarterback stuff. But he's the expert, he's the MVP, so we're going to hold him to a higher standard. He should make that throw. That could be a potential touchdown. Anytime 18 gets the ball, it's a potential touchdown. And that's what we're looking for as Packer fans and the media. They said, wait a minute, what's wrong with Aaron? He got sacked 5 times. 2 of the times he was holding on to the ball, and this was one of those times.
And the worst part is that, let's say, even if he doesn't throw it to Cobb, throw it in the stands, and you got 3rd and 5. Instead, they get to 3rd and 11, and he gets sacked again because it's hard to complete a 3rd and 11 pass.
And something else we also pointed out that even after the guy, 58, got the sack on Newhouse, he was pretty animated about Rodgers throwing the ball. He was like, throw the ball. You know, I know we're holding these guys, and we're going to get blamed for not being a great offensive line, but for the most part, you know, it slows down these rushes, draws, screens, misdirection plays.
Running the ball?
Well, you know, a delayed attack, you know. Not so much, because they only got 1 fullback. They just can't let them at I-backs. But they can run the ball in an illusion, like you said earlier, just the threat of it.
The threat.
There's no threat when you're side by side.
Slow teams down a little. And that's kind of what happened in the first half. Okay, so we're going to move on, and then we're going to talk about the Houston Texans and their scheme. Okay, this is a play we saw in the Texans-Titans game 2 weeks ago, and it was pretty interesting. Just showed, how aggressive Wade Phillips is in his defense. He runs a hybrid 3-4 type scheme, and here he's got a 3rd and 7, and he's got the Titans backed up in their own end, and he comes with 4 cornerbacks, 2 safeties. That's a dime defense, linebacker. And then he's got 4 guys up front. Now, looking at this, he's got everyone matched up. He's got his safeties. He probably could just sit back and, make sure that they don't get the 7 yards. But he's aggressive. He doesn't play that right, exactly. Right. He's willing to take some chances. Right. So, at the snap of the ball, why don't you kind of show where that blitz comes from that he...
So they're playing an inexperienced quarterback, Jake Locker, and if you're going to keep the running back on this side, then he has to take the hot to this side.
He has to know. It's up to him to understand who's coming out.
Otherwise, change the protection. Put the back on this side, then you don't have to worry about it. There's no free guy on this side.
Right.
Then you just got to look at one corner. But when he comes out, Tommy, he holds the ball and throws his eyes to this side. The back steps up. But what happens, these 2 guys, one guy engaged there. This guy had a free running shot. But that's fine. You're in shotgun, you can see that. His eyes should come here, regardless of the play, and come down. The tight end was wide open right there.
Right.
And these guys were just, kind of running off.
Yeah.
And this safety just kind of froze right here. And this safety rotating to the middle, and this guy just stepped up to the back. So you can see that's a wide open. If they do that against the Packers, even if it's DJ Williams, or if you bring in Randall Cobb, they're going to have opportunities, as we talked about.
Right.
But it's up to this guy to find it. And the way Aaron Rodgers is playing, trust me, the Texans are going to say he may miss just like Jake Locker did.
Yeah.
But if I'm Aaron, I'm going to use all the play clock, and I'm going to try to pull him off sides. Get back to that. This is the game, a lot of hard counts. I mean, I would hard count
if he can do it.
If he can do it.
No, that's a problem.
If he can do it.
When you may have to go silent.
So he's going to have to go to his hand gestures, his fake lift his foot, all this kind of stuff to let these linemen give him something to think about. But you're right about that. And Goliath State is really loud. But I would do hard counts, silent counts, first counts, things of that nature to slow these guys down. Otherwise, the onus is on number 12 to get this thing off. And another guy who can help that is Jeff Saturday. He has to be right with his protections as well.
Right. And one thing I thought was impressive about this blitz, too, was, Chris Johnson kind of, like you said, he came out here, and Locker wanted to go to him, but this end
he
saw
peeled,
him.
what we call a peel.
Yeah, and he peeled out and made sure that he couldn't throw there. And from the backside, Locker never saw it coming.
Right.
So,
and I actually put him out the game.
Yeah, and so that's really well designed. I mean, Wade Phillips has everything covered, but he did leave this open. So there is something there if you're gonna go against.
And you almost got to be a little careful because against Chicago. Last year, you remember this was Urlacher, and he came up in here, he popped out and intercepted that pass.
Right.
So Aaron got to understand that when these guys engage, that has to be a quick throw right now to your playmaker. If you hold on to it, you give this guy a chance to hit here, jump out, and even if he delays it, now give that safety a chance to close the gap.
Sure.
That'll make you hold the ball
this guy could come running all the way
Even that guy can come over there and they can just peel on the back.
Right.
Because they're not scared of, the Alex Green.
Yeah.
They can just put one of their ends on these guys. So
you would think that Rodgers would be smart enough to pull this guy
bring the back over.
Yeah.
Now you don't have to worry about this side. You can just look front side. If this is Jordy Nelson, look for an opportunity down the field.
Right.
Or you could bring the back across and throw a screen. Or you could run a draw to this side. They're weak on this side.
Yeah. So it'll be a chess match between Rodgers and Wade Phillips.
I'm going to put my money on Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Not because I'm a homer, because I think he's smarter than defense.
But you are a homer.
Yeah, I kind of am.
All right. Anyway.
You ratted me out. Sorry.
Well, thanks for joining us from X's and O's. And,
You're such a smart aleck.
You got anything else you want to add?
I will say this. Is this a must game? Because I'm getting that on my Twitter. I'm going to say yes because you can't be 2-4.
Yeah.
So, and other than that, you can get my new cookbook at Sendix. Thank you to the Salvation Army and W.J. Kuhn in Oak Creek.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.